What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Steve Fast, and here we are at the Hammerdown Motorsports compound. And behind me, we have one of our old F-150s. Now, this truck's been around for a little while, and we've had a little bit of fun with it, jumping it and all that kind of good stuff. But it's just not really that special the way it is. I mean, the airbags are blown, it's got a few dings and dents and stuff like that, but it really isn't that nice to look at, and I think we could do a whole lot better with this truck. So let's take this thing into the shop and see what we can transform this thing into. And on a little side note here, we have our 2019 Ram Rebel, and if you guys have been following along, we have had some noises going over bumps in cold weather, and lately it's been good. We haven't had any noises whatsoever. I'm still going to put it up on the lift and check the sway bar links in the front. I know some of you guys have posted that was the issue on your trucks, so see if we can replicate that on this one. But all in all, we do have a few things to do on this truck that will be coming out very soon. I have to change the compressor for the Dixie Horns, so hopefully we can get that working properly. And we've got also the front camera we got to chase down, try to see if we can get that to work with the big screen, and plenty more to come with this truck. All right, everybody, here is our blank canvas, and I think a lot of this stuff that the factory put on is basically hiding the inner beauty of this truck. So let's see if we can get rid of some of this junk from the factory and make this truck look absolutely awesome. Starting with these dated old headlights. Don't need those. See if this one wants to come out. This one doesn't have as much to grab onto. See if we can one-hander with the old wrecking bar. There she goes. Looks like we took a chunk out of the grill there too, but we're going to be getting rid of that as well as these nasty fenders. I think these doors, we don't really need those anymore. We don't need mirrors because this one's kind of messed up anyway. Looks like somebody had a little target practice with it. Might have been me, I don't know. And also these rear doors, I think they can go as well. We pretty much want to make this thing a little bit more breezy inside. And this door, it locks and then it doesn't unlock, because when you put it in drive it locks and you put it in park it doesn't unlock. So yeah, there's a little bit of an issue there, but after today we won't have that problem anymore. All right, so with a little help from this little Bauer screwdriver I got from Harbor Freight, actually works pretty good. Got all the screws out for the grill. Let's get this ugly thing out of here. Well, that came off in a couple of pieces. This piece is still hanging on by something or other. The clip's hanging on over here, so the old wrecking bar in there. There we go, little boot, and she's on the ground. I think it's looking better already. All right, I think we got all the screws out of this back kind of header plate. And this side here, I think we just got these little push pins hanging on there for dear life. Get rid of those, and we're starting to get somewhere. And little by little, she's starting to take shape. I'm really actually kind of liking the look of this truck now. Got a whole lot more room too. Look at all this extra room you got in here. You could put 4 or 5 winches in there if you had to. So as you can see, basically all it's holding these fenders on is a couple of quarter 20s and a little bit of Nature's Loctite. All right, look at this. We got progress definitely going on over here. We got both front fenders out. They weren't actually terrible. There's a couple bolts in here and then had a cut off on the bottom. We do have a little bit of nature's weight reduction kind of hiding behind there, but that's all right. That's exactly what we're trying to do. So I guess we can thank nature for making this truck just a little bit lighter. So now, speaking of weight reduction, we need to get rid of these big heavy doors. They're definitely getting in the way. You have to open a handle and actually pull it out of the way to be able to enter the vehicle, and that's just way too many steps. So if we get rid of that, I think we're going to be a whole lot better off. And it looks like our mirror is trying to delete itself anyway, but that's all good. That's going away with our useless door. All right, so we got our door panel off. I didn't want to cut the wires in the door here because that would be the quick and easy way to do it, but it would probably get wet, end up blowing the fuses, all kinds of good stuff like that. So what we're going to do is actually take the whole harness out. I couldn't find where the brake was. I don't want to get too much underneath the dash, being that this thing was a mouse hotel for a very long time, hence where it kind of got its original name as Mouse, which I think now is going to become the Mud Mouse, because that's just a way better name, especially if we get some good tires on this thing and go out a little bit of fun in the mud with it. But I think what we're going to be doing here is just trying to find where the brake and the harness is, and then I could actually save the speaker, and maybe we can mount it inside here so we don't lose our radio. All right, we got our wiring all disconnected from the door. I actually put the speaker over here. That may be a good place for it, but all we got left is these bolts over here on the hinges, and this door's ready to come off. But before we do that, not to be an advocate for Ford, but this is kind of always a test of quality. If you open the door on a vehicle, this truck is 20 years old. I mean, it's beat, it's been jumped 1,000 times. Let's see if we can close the door with one finger. There it is, everybody. Speaks for itself. Not saying that I'm a Ford guy or anything like that, but I mean, you gotta admit, it's still working 20 years later. That'd be good to have Lambo doors. That'd be pretty sweet. There she goes. So doesn't that just look so much better? So much more free. No door in the way. You can just climb right in, grab onto the handle. We got a speaker on the side. I think this thing's looking better and better as we go. I think next up, we'll get rid of this rear door and make this thing really nice and open and spacious. Oh yes! Look at that. Now if that's not freedom, I don't know what is. That back on. Probably cut a hole right there, screw it back in. We're good to go. So I've come to the realization that without our fender, we no longer have an antenna. So I think we're gonna have to mod something else. We're just gonna take the antenna off of the fender and find a new home for it. So the antenna reaches into this hole over here. So if I put a hole on the top, I think that'll do it. Ooh. That wasn't, I shouldn't have been going so fast, I guess. I completely destroyed that bit. Oh well, I have others. And there we go. We just hammer a couple of little dirty self-tappers in there. We got an antenna, and it doesn't even hit the hood. It's like it was meant to be there. All right, so we had to give it a bit of a test, but we don't want to get copywritten here. There is a little bit of static coming out of this one, and a little bit of static coming out of this one, but we are inside the metal shop, so once we get it outside, it should get decent reception. Well, everybody, this is about as far as I'm gonna get on the truck today. I think off camera, I'm gonna take the other two doors off, pretty much the same process as what went on this side, so kind of get the idea of what we're going for. So drop in the comments any of your suggestions for this truck. Pretty much anything goes. What should we do with the roof? Should we do a panoramic sunroof? Should we do a T-top? I don't know. Drop in the comments any of your ideas. I'm definitely excited to hear them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep that hammer down.